by the time you see this video, the 2023 Ford Mustang will have already been revealed. But you join me back in time, about 2 days before the official reveal of this car in Detroit. I've been lucky enough to be given some time one-on-one with the 7th generation Ford Mustang, and I want to use that time to show you some of my favorite features and some of the significant things with this new model. Let's start with the highline stuff. As before, there are two key powertrain variants, a 2.3 turbocharged four-cylinder, the EcoBoost, and the 5-litre GT. It's also available in two body styles, the convertible and the coupe. Beyond that though, a lot has changed. So let's go back to those engines for a second. 2.3 turbocharged four-cylinder, that car has been quite significantly revised to have more power and torque, and it's the same case with the 5-litre Coyote. Things like this car has a now dual induction tracked with dual throttle bodies, new turbo for the EcoBoost, new fuel injection, fuel delivery system, camshaft profiles, also new camshafts for the Coyote. Now, how much power does that liberate from either? I can't tell you. Ford is not revealing exactly how much power either of these cars have, but I'm told it is significantly more. Time will tell. Transmissions, there's more to talk about there. As before, a 10-speed automatic available for both cars, which Ford says is improved in inverted commas. You can also have the GT as a 6-speed manual, as before, but you can no longer have the EcoBoost as a manual. How does that make you feel? For me personally, breaks my heart, but the people have spoken, and that's in response to demand. Beyond that, there's a lot different about the styling. Let's start with the EcoBoost, because for me, this is my favorite. It's the prettiest. You don't want a Mustang to be understated, but it's not in your face. Now, tell me what you think in the comments about that. This beautiful front end, it's got the tri-bar headlight clusters, LED or projection technology in there, LED everything, obviously this lovely little highlight for the grille. The front end for me honors exactly what the first version of the 6th generation Mustang did. The facelift just was a little bit off the mark for me, and this is kind of a return to principle. This particular version is sitting on 19-inch wheels, and it's been treated to what Ford calls the bronze pack. A little bit cryptically named, it means you get bronze highlights all over. Unofficially, it's called the Sinister Bronze pack, which I rather like. I'm not allowed to show you the interior of this particular EcoBoost, but conveniently, we have a convertible version of the GT, so I can show you some interior features. Before we go there though, let's look at this front end. A much bigger grille compared with the EcoBoost, but it actually isn't. It's the same size, it just is creating the illusion of a bigger grille. Perhaps when we get some unconfirmed GT350s or GT500s, it'll be an actual larger grille. Gloss black to denote that it is the GT, and this one of course gets this obvious bonnet vent. It's functional, it's not just for show, and that increases airflow and lowers drag over the front end. Bigger splitter down here. The key thing with these two cars is the EcoBoost and the GT look different. Previously, both cars were treated to exactly the same styling. Now, I rather liked that because it meant you could have the EcoBoost without any shame. No one knew you were driving the car that wasn't a V8 until, of course, you pinned the throttle. Now, though, you can tell from a distance. What do you think about that? Let's take a look at the interior of this particular convertible. This one is in a red leather. There's now more interior trim colors. There's a space gray, the black that we always got, or this carmine red. I rather like it. It's grown up. Look at that dashboard. We've now got two huge digital displays that are conjoined now, both larger in their size, both containing a lot more features. The designers of the technology in this car took the gaming world for inspiration. When we get one of these in Australia, I'll go into a lot more depth with that technology. But let me point out one of my other favorite features, this handbrake. Now, on first inspection, you might think that's a little bit primitive, mechanical handbrake in a time when everyone's going electric handbrakes. Well, let me tell you, that is a deceptive handbrake. It's actually electric. It's what Ford is describing as its drift handbrake. And what that does is it actuates an electro-hydraulic handbrake, so you can generate up to 5 times more power to the rear brakes than you can just using your arm. In conjunction with that, we've also got a return of the line locker feature. That now has a timer associated with it. So when you're burning out the rear tires, you can actually have a timer to see just when your tires are effectively toasted. Oh, brakes, I almost forgot. So there's now 3 different brake package options depending on which wheel size you go for. And this one is wearing the very biggest. Now, Brembo brakes on the front axle, that's nothing new to the Mustang, but this one has got the biggest brake option, which means it gets 6 piston calipers at the front, but new to the Mustang at the back end, you now get a 4-piston Brembo caliper as well. Now, the only thing I have to make an apology for is I can't tell you anything about Australian Mustangs just yet. I can't tell you how much power they're going to have, I can't tell you how much they're going to cost, and I can't tell you when they're going to arrive. But my best guess is going to be late 2023. When you look at the original Gen 6 Mustang, that took up to 2 years to get to Australia. So expect a delay up to that much for this car. But what I will promise you is as soon as I have any more information, you'll hear it here first. Thanks for watching.